Hey guys, welcome to review number 4, and yes, I'm actually doing it the German way. This is technically the halfway point now of Oktoberfest week here on Clueless Channel, so I hope you've been enjoying it, and I hope you enjoy the beers that will follow. So yesterday, I don't know if you heard my lip making a farting noise then. So yesterday we looked at the most expensive beer at this point from Neumarkter Landsbräu. And today we're looking at the cheapest beer so far. In fact, I think I paid around 40 cents for this beer. So it's one that I've not had before, so I was happy to give it a try. And of course, got two. We're going over to Kulmbacher. In, of course, Kulmbach. And this is the Kulmbacher Festbier Original. Spezialität zur Kulmbacher Bierwoche. Not sure if this is fundamentally a Oktoberfest beer or not, or if it's just a fest beer and then they just relabel it for whatever fest is going on at the time. But yeah, it's one that I've not seen before, and it's happened to be released when all the other Oktoberfest beers are released, so I thought I'm going to lump this in, as I did yesterday with the Landsbräu one, because that again didn't explicitly say it was an Oktoberfest beer. So yeah, this one is clocking in at 5.8%, so it's a little bit stronger. I'm not too sure if that's the strongest one that we've had so far. But yeah, brewed by the Kulmbacher Brauerei. It's got German and I think, is that Italian? So that's the only information that you get in there. It's got this sort of like a 50s Hollywood pin-up sort of lady on the front, of course holding plenty of beer, and then you get the same artwork on the neck, and it's one of those wraparound ones. So you know what, it's actually really nicely presented. I like that. And of course is the, I don't know if you can see it because it's so bright, the Kulmbacher crown. Yeah, it's a new one for me, so really don't know what to expect, but I'm sure it's going to be at least drinkable. At least one would hope, anyway. Let's get the beer poured and see what we get. I like doing these videos just because I get to drink a litre of beer. It's a nice prospect, I suppose. Yeah, generated quite a bit of head already, but you can't see it yet because it's off camera. But that will change in a short minute, he says as he nearly smashes everything. Nice amount of smoke came off this bottle, don't know if you saw it. But yeah, I've poured this one a little bit too crazily. It has to be said, that is forming a massive head, so we might as well just carry on, I suppose. But yeah, look at that. Jesus Christ. Commit is the word that I was looking for. Yeah, as is always the case with my reviews, what I want to say doesn't always come out of my mouth, and in fact my English becomes absolutely horrendous. But yeah, anyway, very nicely presented. And beer in the glass then, Jesus, look at that, it's almost like a jelly or blancmange or something like that. But beer in the glass then, and it's got a lovely sort of coppery colour to it. Not a really dark colour, it looks a lot more darker on camera because of course, you know, dark clothing. Yeah, it's like a dark straw colour, nice amounts of clarity, nice amount of carbonation, and I absolutely butchered my pour, so I've got about 5 fingers worth of a really nice and compact head up till about that point. And then on the top it's just like cream or something, very jiggly. I like that a lot. I'd say that's about slightly off-white. So not the greatest pour ever. And as you may notice, I've once again post-shower beer review for all you lucky people. For the style, it looks good. Anyway, so let's see if we can somehow get ahead. Let's see if we could somehow get an aroma from this massive head. It just smells like musky, like a generic muskiness. That head is really blocking those aromas from coming out, so probably got to drink a little bit give it a smell, and then give it another taste, and I'm expected just to look like I've been involved in a very questionable act, if you get what I mean. I'm sure the image is now implanted in your mind. That's not really done much. It's literally like you've had an iced coffee and the ice cream hasn't completely fallen apart yet. It's just floating on the top of the coffee. But yeah, let's try and get that head down so I can get an aroma. I mean, I could just stop the video, come back when it's gone down a little bit, but I don't want to do that. Anyway, so I think we can potentially get an aroma from this one. Let's give it a try. Again, just like a slightly more accented muskiness coming from it this time. It's very malty. It's got a lovely crispness to it. It has that ever so slightly like copper coin metallic-y sort of vibe going on. But yeah, you get that like earthy hop character. It's not really peppery or anything like that. It's not really pronounced, it's just that very basic earthy hoppy character. I mean, it's not the most exciting smelling example of the style, but there's really no offensive tones in there. And it doesn't smell like a cheap beer. You know, it's just very generic in its aroma. So I've already tasted it, but let's give it a proper taste for the purpose of review. Prost. It's not bad. I can tell already that it's fit for purpose. That alcohol is actually masked nicely, but you really wouldn't expect the alcohol to be pronounced in a beer like this. But it doesn't taste, it tastes a lot lighter than you would expect it to. And that being said, it is very light on taste. There's really not much going on with this beer, it has to be said. To me, it almost tastes like it could be just a regular Hellas beer. There's no real differentiating qualities in terms of the malt build or the hop build. There might be some slight roasted, gently sweet tones in there. But it's more of like a crisp, refreshing, grainy sort of flavour. And I suppose in terms of what you do at Oktoberfest, this will probably be the best example of an Oktoberfest beer in terms of the practical sense, aka getting very drunk. Because there's no real lingering flavours. There might be a little bit of a hoppy bitterness on the back end, but no more than usual. It doesn't really have too much character. It's just a well-made fest beer that does border more towards like a regular Hellas. It is the weakest beer that I've had so far this week. And that's not just because it's cheaper. That doesn't always mean because something's cheaper it's going to be worse than anything else. I hate that sort of mentality. But you know what? If you wanted just a cheap little 6-pack or a little crate of beer that's not really going to break the bank too much, if they had this at the Oktoberfest, and the price was cheaper than like something from Augustina or Paulana or Hackabshaw or anyone else at the Oktoberfest, it's fit for purpose. But if you wanted actual flavour and character, I don't think this would be high on the list of the beers to try. And although it is the weakest so far this week, it's by far a bad beer. It's just slightly above average. Very drinkable. It's crushable. Does the job. Satisfies you. Very gassy. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy the rest of it. So in terms of rating then, and this might seem a little bit harsh, but I'm going to give this one maybe a 6.5 out of 10. You know, as a fest beer, you just expect maybe a little bit more flavour, or a little bit something different from the norm. But yeah, 6.5 out of 10. If you see it, if you ever come across it, definitely give it a go. You should try every beer once, I'd say. But I already know that even over these next few days, chances are the beers will be a little bit more exciting, or at least one hopes. But it's definitely doesn't hold a candle to what we have drank so far this week. So if you have tried this beer, as always, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. Have you tried anything from the brewery? Let me know what you enjoy from these guys. What's your favourite Oktoberfest beer? That sort of thing. And as I've been saying all this week, if you were at the Oktoberfest or had been, or whatever, you're planning to go to Oktoberfest, or you've been in the past, love to hear your experiences. And just hit me up in the comments down below. So, thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see thee later. Prost!